What is up, and I welcome each and every one of you back to a brand new video. Oh my god, it is finally here. The patch notes, the April update for the new Frontier Pass. Before we get started, like, comment, subscribe. Did I tell you guys to subscribe? Because that is something you should definitely be doing right now. But without further ado, let's get into the patch notes finally. We're going to have all the OG civs balanced, I hope, and probably at least slighten the discrepancy between all the new Frontier Pass civs and everybody else, because let's be completely honest, with Grand Colombia and Babylon in the game, along with somebody like Tamar, it's not exactly fair. It's pretty imbalanced, but this should helpfully make them on the same playing field. That's all I ask for in the new Frontier Pass. Let's get started. Final free update of the season, new units, new maps, several balance adjustments, and gameplay fixes based on player feedback. Read on for the full list. Let's get started. There are nerfs and buffs, so it isn't just like buffing and like leaving all the strong civs non-nerf. It's changes pretty much. Let's just get started, right? New units, the Trebuchet, siege promotion unit that upgrades from the catapult and upgrades into the bombard and cannot move and attack, obviously. And the Domri, which the Kehmer has, replaces the Trebuchet, which is pretty nice. This has definitely been the number one thing Civ fans have been clamoring for. Like, not only because Trebuchets are cool and all, but the fact that you have catapults, and then, like, thousands of years later, you come out with just, like, bombards immediate. It's just kind of weird, you know what I mean? If you're going up against, like, medieval knights or, like, musketmen, for that matter, and you still have catapults, it's kind of stupid. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It has 35 melee strength and 45 combat strength. And then we also have the man-at-arms. It upgrades from the swordsman. And finally, we have the Tamar's unique unit, the Berserker from Norway, and one more, the Japanese Samurai finally have a unit you can upgrade into. Japan is going to be so much stronger. Samurai is already a good unit, but when you're upgrading into the Samurai, they might be the best medieval domination civ in the entire game, not counting Babylon, obviously. Unique units that upgrade into this units are all the swordsman replacements, pretty much, as well as the Gallic Custodi and the Maori Tawa. So, 2 warrior replacements for the Maui and the Gauls are going to upgrade into the man-at-arms, instead of what I believe it to be just musketmen. They used to upgrade into musketmen. Unique units replacing this, the Berserker, the Samurai, and the Kevsor. Oh my god, these civs are going to get massive buffs. There is such a massive difference between hard building your unique unit and upgrading like 4 or 5 swordsmen into your unique unit. It's massive. Next up, we got the Line Infantry, the last new unit. It's pretty much between the musketmen and the infantry. It's like the riflemen in older civilization games, essentially. The Spanish Conquistador and the Janissary will upgrade into this, which is kind of a nerf, to be quite honest with you. Even the swordsman replacements, because they're going to have a much lower window of opportunity of being incredibly strong. At the very least before, even if the enemy got out pikemen, most of the time your swordsmen should be able to deal with pikemen quite easily because they have that combat strength boost. And the Janissary and Conquistadors are it's going to be a little bit of a nerf, right? Nothing too crazy, because they also get extra combat strength, as shown in the live stream yesterday. So it's like they're still going to be viable for a little bit longer, just not as long as they were before this patch. Unique units replacing this unit, the Guard Imperial and the English Redcoat. Okay, that does make a lot of sense. New maps, we have the Mediterranean large map. It's the Mediterranean Sea with the large map, you know, the Roman islands, the North Africa. It's going to make reforming the Roman Empire a lot more interesting. The Earth huge map. Oh my god, finally. I swear to god, there is nothing that enlists more rage, disappointment, than loading up like an actual Earth scenario map and having only like 6 civilizations and Britain being like 5 tiles away from North America. It's absolutely crazy. But new game updates, let's get into the really good stuff. And it's going by alphabetical order. Let's start with the Aztecs. The unique building is given 1 culture in the base game and 2 culture in Gathering Storm and Rise and Fall. Finally, their unique building is going to be usable. You know what their unique building does? It gives you 1 tourism. When researching conservation, at the very least, the base culture will allow the Aztecs to get conservation much easier, and sort of as a pseudo culture victory backup, I guess you could say, if your domination or science isn't working out. Nothing too crazy, but the Aztecs are still one of the best civilizations in the game. Jaguar warriors are absolutely incredible. The fact you use builders to build districts and all the builders you're going to be getting is absolutely incredible. Just a small buff to their unique building is pretty nice. Australia gets a tier 2 start bias to the coast, which means that they will almost certainly start near the coast. Nothing too crazy. I've never really had an Australia game where I don't start near the coast. This just makes it so that you automatically start near the coast or something. It's nothing too big. Canada, my god, last best west, increasing the yields of mine and lumber mills on snow hills, and tundras to 2 production instead of 1, and camps get 2 farms on these terrains, and farms also provide 2 food on these terrains. Now, it's not going to change Canada's early game too much. It's not as bad as people make it out to be, because, like, civilizations can't surprise war you, but by the time you get mines, lumber mills, camps, and farms, which isn't too far, you're going to get all those, and by the time the classical era rolls around, you will have monstrous tundra cities, and instead of having to, like, go to tundra cities as sort of a backup if there are no more plains tiles, you will have tundra cities like Russia. You will want these tundra cities no matter what. It doesn't matter if there are like 15 natural wonders in like a grassland rainforest type tile. You will want these tundra cities as Canada, which is pretty nice. Also makes it so that you don't have competition when settling cities, and just makes everything a little bit nicer. Next up, we have China, dynastic cycle. When completing a world wonder, you receive a Eureka and Inspiration. Solid buff. It also goes for Kublai Khan, for all of you Kublai Khan Mongolia diehards. Kublai Khan still isn't that good. I'm just going to put that out there. Kublai Khan is not the best still. Let's go to France, the Chateau. 2 culture and gold at base. 1 for each adjacent wonder, 2 with flight, 2 gold for being on a river, must be adjacent to a bonus luxury. So what did they change? I think they gave it gold for being on a river and extra tourism with flight. I'm assuming pretty much. Yeah, it's nothing real, not too big of a change, I don't think. Let's go to Georgia. Oh my god, what do they have in store for Georgia? One of the worst civs in the game. It has to be something big, something substantial. What is it? Glory of the world, you no longer receive double faith from 10 turns after declaring a protectorate war. Alright, that's a useless buff anyway. Instead, combat victories provide 50% faith of combat strength of the defeated unit. What? Are you kidding me? Georgia's almost worse. What did they change with Georgia? You get a free Pantheon, maybe. I'll give it a buff. Okay, so instead of being absolute garbage, you're absolute trash. Well played. Right? What was this buff for Georgia? Georgia's still absolutely useless. My god. Let's remove that buff from our... That's absolutely disgusting. What? Alright, Germany. Rivers are now a tier 5 start bias. Okay, nothing too big. You usually start near rivers in general anyway. Greece. Thermopylae. 1 combat strength for every military policy slotted? What? Gorgo. Gorgo's about to be nasty. Oh my god. Early game, you get 2 combat strength in the ancient era. With oligarchy, you can get a potential 4 combat strength plus an extra 4 from the oligarchy bonus. You can have 44 combat strength swordsmen. That is an absolute massive buff for Greece. The one thing I will note is that military policy cards usually aren't the best, but the fact that you get 1 combat strength as well as the combat bonuses they do provide will make Greece the best ancient era civ by the time they get their hoplites. Not to mention the classical era, if they go for a swordsman rush, they will be really, really strong. I mean, my god. With a great general, that's 48 combat strength. Oh my god, Greece is about to be chonky early game domination-wise. The Inca, not even going to try to pronounce that leader ability. 1 production adjacent to mountains when the game reaches the industrial era. That's pretty strong. Inca terrace farms now give 1 housing instead of 0.5. And mountains are now a tier 2 start bias. That is a massive buff. The terrace farms. 0.5 housing is good enough, but 1 housing is so much better. My god. Terrace farms and production when reaching the industrial era will allow you to go for the space victory a little bit easier. The tundra mountain start bias really isn't too big, but... I mean, all in all, the terrace farm giving 1 housing does boost the Inca up a bit, and they're already one of the strongest civilizations in the entire game. Terrace farms are absolutely incredible. Mountains on the Inca are absolutely incredible. The fact that you buff both of them and you start near more mountains, means the Inca are probably going to push into the S tier this patch. My God. Japan now. Coastal tiles on our tier 3 start bias. Meh. I'm really more looking into the fact that you can upgrade into samurai. Japan are going to be good. Japan are already really good, but the fact that you can upgrade into samurais means they are going to be some of the best. I might put them at S tier. That's what I might do. The samurai being upgraded into is that big of a buff. Let's go through the camera real quick. We already know what they have, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Aqueducts give amenity and faith for each population. Farms provide food if adjacent to an aqueduct and faith if adjacent to a holy site. Holy sites grant major adjacency bonus to rivers, a culture bomb, food equal to its adjacency, and 2 housing if on a river. And the Prasad gives you faith, culture for every population, and 10 tourism in cities with 10 population, 20 tourism and 20 population. My God. Not to mention that also the faith and the culture increases because 20 population are granted double this number. No, it's just the tourism. Never mind. Okay, so the camera are going to be really strong. You're going to build aqueducts, holy sites, and farms, and just skyrocket your food. Get to like 30, 40 population in like 5 or 6 cities, and absolutely dominate the late game culture. They're going to be really strong. The Congo now. Relics and artifacts and sculptures give you extra faith, okay? Remove great writers from his additional great people points. I don't really know what to make of this. You're going to be able to get a lot more apostles, and you're going to have a lot more faith to use for late game rock bands and conservationists, I think they're called. So I guess all in all, it's a buff. But the fact that you remove great writers it's kind of a nerf. So it's kind of a net neutral change, I would say. I haven't played the Congo in a while, so I'm not too sure about how their relics, artifacts, and sculptures really work. Because aside from relics, artifacts, and sculptures are going to be a little bit later on in the game. So I would say, like, early on it's a nerf, but later on, more faith, more rock bands, it's going to be a little bit of a buff. So all in all, a net neutral change. Korea now. Mines receive 1 science for each adjacent Siwan districts. Farms now provide 1 food for each adjacency. So it's not 1 science and 1 food for each for being beside one. It's for each adjacent one. So if you stack these together, a little nice city placement, a little nice city placement, you could have massive mines and farms. My God, Korea's going to be even stronger. Although I feel like the buff is like nothing too insane, but it does boost them up. But they're already the best science civ in the game, one of the best civilizations in general. Buffing them makes them absolutely incredibly strong. My God, I cannot wait to deal with Korea when I can. Oh my God, Korea's going to be so fun to play as now. Let's go to the Mapuche. This is a really good civ now. Cities with a governor gives you culture production and combat experience to units trained, and these numbers are tripled if not founded by the Mapuche. And all cities within 9 tiles, you gain 4 loyalty per turn? What? So do they stack? Can I have like 3 governors in like my conquered cities, and would they each give like 12 faith to a... Oh my God, this is going to be nice. Oh, Swift Hawk. Combat strength when fighting free cities in a golden or civs in a golden or heroic age. Defeated enemy units cause it to lose 20 and 40 loyalty if the player is in a golden. Oh my, this is so much better now. So if you kill 3 enemy units, you immediately rebel that city. You can take the rebelled city with your increase of combat strength. You're a golden age killer. I'd be so scared if I was up against the Mapuche in a golden age. Oh my God. And with the governors, with the extra loyalty they provide, they're going to be absolutely massive. Oh, they're the golden age killers. Oh my God. Mapuche immediately jump up from an absolute trash civ to one of the best in the entire game. Their unique improvement gives 1 production. Meh, nothing too big. But look out for the Mapuche. They're going to be at least A tier, I would say. They're going to be really strong. As a domination civ on deity, almost every civ is going to have either a classical or medieval era, golden or heroic age. You know what that means. You can absolutely wipe out the map. 10 combat strength is nothing to be sneezed at. The governors and the loyalty bonuses means you don't even have to take the cities. You just have to rebel them. Oh my God, that's going to be strong. The Mayans now. Farms provide production for each adjacent observatory. Very nice. Non-capital cities receive a free builder. Oh my God, they're good. Never mind. When I said Korea was the best science civ in the game, I stand corrected. I do. Oh my God. I don't even want to read the start bias change. What is this? What is this? A free builder? And does it stack? Does it stack with the government plaza thing. What's it called again? If you can get 2 builders for each city within 6 hexes, that eliminates the Mayans' problem with starting without fresh water and having such a shit early game because you have to hard build builders while you're stuck at 1 or 2 population. This changes things completely. You can immediately get 6 farms, plantations, mines. Oh my god, Mayans have just shot up to one of the best civs in the game. This is insane. Builders absolutely eliminates the one problem they had. The Mayans are going to be one of the best civs in the game. Mongolia, Urdu now gives XP to siege units. I mean, it's a buff. It's not going to change anything, but it's a buff, so I'll take it. I'll take it, I guess. Netherlands, Radio Orange. You have to say, French, because, the Dutch are... No, they're Dutch. They speak Dutch. What am I saying? In any case, ignore what I just said. Radio Orange. Somebody tell me how to say it right down below in the comments. I don't know. Domestic trade routes provide 2 loyalty. Was 1 per turn from the starting city. Trade routes sent or received from a foreign civ grant 2 culture. So pretty much they gave extra loyalty and extra culture to the Netherlands. It's pretty damn massive. Especially the culture boost. You get 2-3 trade routes early on. That's 6 early game culture. That's a pretty massive boost. Nothing like too crazy, but it's still a pretty big boost for the Netherlands. Well done. Next up, Nubia. Tassatai, 30% production towards ranged units. Okay, that's a nerf. Not too big. Pyramids get 2 food and 2 faith instead of 1 food and 1 faith. That's strong, man. I mean, all in all, I'd say it's a nerf and a buff for Nubia, but it is a slight buff for Nubia. All in all, you know what I mean? If we're going on a scale of 1 to 10, the nerf is like 6. It's a pretty substantial nerf, but the buff is like 6.5. So Nubia is going to be just as strong. Their early rush isn't going to be as good, but their period is going to be absolutely massive. That's pretty damn nice, especially for an early Pantheon. The Ottomans now, Grand Vizier. You get an extra governor title when gunpowder is unlocked. That's really nice, actually. You can spend the early governors on like Pingala and Magnus and Amani, and like once you get gunpowder, you can put that one towards Ibrahim, and then you can go to Ibrahim, tell him to get the bombards, and oh my god, tier 5 start bias on Niter? You will start near Niter then. Oh my god. So if you get 3 to 4 Niter resources within your empire, maybe you go for an early rush or something with your catapults, but this is massive. This is really, really, really big, because now you are going to be able to build your Janissaries, one of the best unique... You know what? I'm going to say it. Janissaries are the best unique unit in the game. The fact that they're cheaper, stronger, free promotion, oh my god, and it just makes them so much better. And they require a population, but if you just upgrade from swordsman to Janissaries, they still get the 1 promotion, and you're just spending like 60 gold to upgrade swordsman to Janissaries. It's really nothing at that point. The Niter being a tier start bias. The Ottomans, a nice small buff, nothing too substantial. They were already A tier in my opinion. So instead of being like a top 10 civ, they're going to be like a top 9 civ or something like that. Persia, appeal bonus reduced to 1, was 2 for the Paradisa. Really doesn't change anything. If you use Persia to go for a culture victory, it's like a tiny bit of a nerf. Nothing too crazy. The appeal bonus is like a decent nerf, but nothing too crazy. You know what I mean? Poland, Lithuanian Union. I'm not saying that right, no matter how many times I try. Taking territory from a foreign city with a culture bomb converts it to... Am I allowed to say bomb on YouTube? Okay, I should be a little bit more careful. Taking territory from a foreign city with a culture bomb converts it to the majority religion. Was only the religion founded by Poland. Okay, it does not... I want to be able to found a religion with Poland. I don't want to be spreading my religion. What? That's a nerve. What? Converts it to... What? Why would I want that? What? Converts it to the majority religion. In what world is that? Okay, there is no change for Poland this patch. This is so stupid. Like, this is a nerf, though, because if you get a culture bomb by building your districts, you're helping somebody else get a religious victory. That's a nerf. What? At the very least, if I didn't found a religion, I wouldn't be spreading somebody else's. What? I don't get this change. Let me know down below in the comments if this change is... what this change is supposed to do, because just give it 1 great profit point per turn. That's all you need. Make it so that encampments give culture bombs and 1 great profit point. That's all you need, please. What is this mechanic? Territory from a foreign city with the culture bomb converts it to the majority. It was already a stupid, like, it was already a solid, like, not very good bonus, even with a founded religion. The fact that you're spreading enemy religion is just, I don't get it. Let me know down below. Russia, I'm scared. Russia's my second favorite civ, and I'm terrified what are they going to do to my boy? Reduce the number of free tiles in new cities to 5 was 8, not too bad. Lavra, move the great writer to shrine, great artist to temple, and great musician. Oh my god, look at how they massacred my boy. Oh my, okay, Italian accent. Look at they massacred. I'm sorry. I'm never going to try an Italian accent again. My god. In all actuality, though, this Russian change isn't too big. The 5 tiles versus 8 really doesn't mean much because most of the time you're going to, like, your city is going to be getting 5 free tiles in general, and they're going to be prioritizing the best tiles. That's just how the AI works. The extra 3 tiles were really kind of useless. Not useless, but it's not going to be as big as it would seem. You're still getting free tiles. They're still going to be the really good tiles. It's just like a little less crazy. It's still crazy, but less crazy. The Lavra change, I think, is very, very good. The fact that I literally have 500, I can get every single great writer, artist, and musician without any effort is just absolutely insane. The fact that you now have to build the shrine, well, you're going to build the shrine anyway, you know, just to spread your religion with the missionaries. But the artist is going to be like 30 to 40 turns in the future. The musician is going to be probably 30 to 40 turns as well, because as you get the temple, you should be faith buying your worship building. So, I mean, it's nothing too drastic. It's just going to be like, you're going to be getting great artist points and great musician points like 50 turns later than usual, and great writer points 10 turns later than usual. So it's not too big. They haven't nerfed work ethic, it doesn't seem. And with Russia, Dance of the Aurora, and work ethic, the shrines are still going to be very cheap to build, as are the temples, and you're just going to be getting less great people points. You're still going to be getting most of the great people. It's just going to be less. So instead of like S+ tier, they're going to be S tier pretty much. Scythia, Kurgans, 1 faith and 3 gold. 1 faith for each adjacent pastor, becoming 2 faith with stirrups. Provides tourism from faith after researching flight. So pretty much what they did, Kurgans now provide a larger base of gold, and they provide extra faith. I don't like this change, because Scythia is already one of the best civs in the game. The fact that you can heal after killing units, not to mention that you can also get 2 light cavalry units for the price of 1, is absolutely insane. They also made their unique archer stronger, like their unique unit stronger. I watched the live stream yesterday. So it's like they buffed Scythia when they didn't need a buff. The Kurgan isn't a really good tile improvement. In fact, it's one of the worst in the entire game. But if you're going to do that buff, like at the very least, nerf Scythia's heal on kills to like 15 or something. You haven't really addressed the problem of Scythia. They never really had a problem. Like, I hope I'm making sense. Providing tourism from faith, so I guess it's a little bit nicer of tourism later on in the game. But they're still incredibly powerful early game with their unique units. They're just stronger than usual, but it's nothing too crazy. They're still S tier, in my opinion. Spain, treasure fleets may form fleets and armadas with mercantilism instead of nationalism and mobilization. That's pretty damn nice right there. Trade routes receive gold, faith, and production. Wow! Trade routes between multiple continents receive triple these numbers! What? What? So 9 gold, 6 faith, and 3 production between multiple continents? Cities not on your original capital's continent receive 25% production towards districts and a builder when founded? What? El Escorial. Inquisitors remove heresy 1 extra time. Combat and religious units have combat strength against other... Okay, it's the same exact thing. All rule sets now feature the buff Gathering Storm version of the mission. 1 food and production if on a different continent than your capital. 1 science, 2 science, 1 cultural heritage is researched. Loyalty bonus. Okay, so pretty much the old, like the base game in Rise and Fall had pretty shitty missions that were improved in Gathering Storm. These missions now get the Gathering Storm buffs, even if you don't have any of the DLCs. And the loyalty bonus is obviously still on Rise and Fall and Gathering Storm because the base game doesn't have loyalty. So it's kind of like a quality of life change, pretty much. Move the coastal starting bias. I guess that's fine. Geothermal is now a tier 3 start bias. It's pretty nice. So Spain is a lot stronger now. Their trade routes can compete with Portugal now. That is pretty damn good now, especially when branching out to other continents. Not to mention you also have a loyalty buff now. I think you had that before, but never mind. Your combat strength boost is still there, and the fact that you can upgrade your conquistadors into line infantry is also very, very nice. Spain's going to be one of the best civs. I'm going to play Spain as my next civilization right after Byzantium, so definitely subscribe to stay tuned for that. But yeah, Spain is looking like really, really strong right now. My God. Sumeria, Adventures of Enkidu, combat strength on their wow, that's pretty nice. So it's pretty much a military alliance when you're at war with a common foe as an ally. So if you go for a military alliance, you get 10 extra combat strength. That's solid. That's a really nice buff for Sumeria. I like that for Sumeria. Nothing too overbearing. They're still a solid civ with their war carts and everything. Their unique tile improvement's really nice with the science as well. The extra combat strength makes Adventures of Enkidu a solid ability to play when you're playing as Sumeria instead of when you're not playing as Sumeria. That's pretty nice. The Fan no longer provides a great general... Ooh, that's a nerf. So what you're saying is that Vietnam is not going to be able to build great generals. That's pretty damn big. That is pretty damn big. Not so much single player, but multiplayer. If you're up against, well, I guess Vietnam has that defensive bonus. Okay, I take it all back. Never mind. It's not that big because you're not taking out Vietnam no matter what you do, great general or no great general. And even on multiplayer, even if you have a great general and they don't, they get like combat strength from defending against marsh, rainforest, and hills, and extra combat strength on when it's in their territory. So I guess you're not going to be able to swordsman rush as well as with Vietnam now. But it's nothing too crazy, so I guess it's like a net neutral change. It's like a tiny nerf. Like on a scale from 1 to 10, it's 1. The Zulu now. The Easy Bongo. Buildings in the Ikanda provide 2 gold and 1 science. That's pretty nice. So I can continue building buildings in the Ikanda and get more gold and more science. That is pretty damn nice. I mean, my God. The Zulu are already one of the best civs in the game. Adding that, they're going to be a lot nicer. Now, let's get to the other changes. General. How long has this video been? It's been 27 minutes. My God. Okay, let's get to it. Governor Moksha, the bishop ability. 2 faith for every specialty district. That's pretty nice. Okay, that's a solid change for Moksha. Balance updates for units. Yeah, swordsmen are decreased to 35 combat strength. Infantry increased to 75. These are all just sort of like changes around the new units. For example, the man-at-arms, the unique units, the trebuchet, the line infantry, the hipaspist, or like the hipispist as I like to call it. Combat strength increased to 38, was 36, which is pretty damn nice. So Macedon's going to be a lot stronger now, in my opinion, because before the hipaspist was 36, while the swordsman was 36. Now it's a 3 combat strength difference, although it is going to have like a lower uptime because the man-at-arms does come a lot sooner than the musketmen did before this update. So I guess it's a net neutral change. If you get these guys out fast enough, they're going to be much stronger, but you're going to be able to use them for much less. The Immortal, same exact thing. They improved combat strength and range strength. This is actually big though, because before the swordsman had 36 combat strength and they could actually like fight the immortal unit, like get a like nice minor victory on the immortal unit because the difference was like 30 and 36. But now 35 and 35, that's really massive. Persia's going to be getting a massive buff this patch because yes, their immortal's going to be used for much lower, but like really immortals are kind of obsolete by the time crossbowmen come around anyway. So really uptime doesn't change. And now swordsmen are on an even playing field with you range attacking them and then melee attacking you, instead of them having a 6 combat strength bonus against you. So all in all, a really nice change for Persia in this patch. The Toa gets an increase to combat strength. Okay, it's just like balancing out everything. The Kevsar gets an increase to combat strength because it's now a man-at-arms replacement. The Conquistador gets 3 combat strength and the same abilities, again, like just changing, fitting it around the tech tree with all these new units. Guard Imperial is stronger. Redcoat is stronger. The Digger is stronger. Now here's the thing. With the Guard Imperial and the Redcoat, they get a massive buff because their uptime doesn't change at all. Infantry are still the same tech. The Redcoats and Guard Imperials are still in the same tech. So pretty much you can upgrade into them and you get more combat strength. That makes them a lot better in my opinion. Digger, combat strength increased to 78 with 72. Samurai unlocked with feudalism was military tactics, so it's a culture thing now. So I guess it's a net neutral change. Military tactics is kind of around feudalism. Ranged machine gun, melee and combat strength was increased to 75-85. That's pretty damn nice. Siege, we get the catapults, was increased a little bit. The Domri replaces the trebuchet. The bombard has increased bonuses. And rocket artillery, they're just pretty much fixing everything. Anti-cavalry now. Pikemen get increased combat strength. Impi get, Zulu are going to be really, really strong this patch. Watch. AT crew is going to be really strong. Modern AT, pretty much. Hoplites are now stronger, along with the military policy, extra combat strength than Greece gets. Even Pericles can go for an early rush, quite honestly. Gorgo's going to be a lot better, too. Light cavalry. This is all just like a little bit of an increase in combat. I don't want to go through everybody. The Malon Rider's a little cheaper. That's pretty much the only difference. The Mountie can provide an extra national park, which is really, really strong for Canada's going to be one of the best civs in the game. Aside from that, it's just like balance changes. Same thing for heavy cavalry, essentially. The Rough Rider upgrades to the Corsair replaces the Corsair and upgrades to the tank. That's okay. Again, it's just different balance changes. Modern armor, Winged Hussar unlocked with mercantilism instead of mercenaries. That doesn't change too much. Corsair is increased. Winged Hussar is much stronger now because they did have a 9 combat strength boost. And Varu upgrades to the Corsair instead of the tank for India. Ranged cavalry, again, same exact thing, just boosts, differences. Nothing really too much to look other than that, just, The Sea Dog has increased combat. U-boat no longer requires oil. That might be a really good unit now for Germany. We'll have to see. What is this? Buildings with override. The Alchemical Society overrides the university will now correctly receive the yields intended for the base building. Okay, so before, if you built the university and then got the Alchemical Society, you wouldn't get the bonuses for the Alchemical Society, but now you do. This is just gameplay fixes and stuff like that. You can read through this on your own time. It's kind of like too minor for me to go over in this video. It's already long enough. It's almost 30 minutes. Culture domination. Referred to in culture victory. Okay, culture dominate. Okay, it's nothing too big. International trade routes to cultural dominated civs provide 4 gold. Awesome. Spies in cities you culturally dominate are faster to complete. Oh my god, I know before they were saying we wanted something with tourism that would be like a boost with your like actual empire instead of just going for a tourist victory. Give us extra gold when sending in trade routes to civs we're already culturally dominant over. This is it. You get more gold. Spies are much better. Your citizens exert more loyalty on foreign cities you're culturally dominant to. That's pretty damn nice. That's a solid change. Red Death, go through it on your own time. Ethiopia Pact, vampires no longer receive the benefit of ignoring walls during a city attack when adjacent to siege towers. Wow, okay, vampires were nerfed. Nothing really too much to change. Pirates, read through it on your own time. Hero combat strength was adjusted to match new base units. Again, just read through it on your own time. These are all just like small balance changes. Himiko grants +5 instead of +10. That's big. Hungary Heroes and Legends was so broken. They had 80 combat strength swordsmen. Glad they fixed that. Again, just small changes, quite honestly. Vietnam and Kublai Khan, small changes. And again, barbarian clans, small changes. You can read through them on your own time. Pause the video. Portugal Pack, zombies. I don't even play zombies. Read through it on your own time. Spies will now be killed by failed zombie outbreak operations at city-states. Wow, okay. Modernized spy trap, zombie trap. Improved ability for naval units to heal. Awesome. Cities will not build ships for future operations if they are on a lake. Finally! My god, I cannot tell you how annoying it was for the enemy to build ships on lakes when they didn't even need them. They were useless. It's just incredible. Thank God they changed that. Increased desire for districts and improvement. Nice. They improved the AI a little bit. That's pretty nice. Here are some crashes. Here are some quality of life changes. The diplomatic quarter now is a unique icon. France and Eleanor's name are now consistent with other dual civilization leaders. Mounties will now display the national park charges on their unit panel. Just some fixes now. The rest are fixes. Expanded parameters on menus to accommodate foreign language, various tech support. This is all console, so for all you console people who are crying all the time, rightfully so, quite honestly, about all the changes, all the bugs going on, hopefully this does fix things. It does suck when you have it on console, you know, paid good money for the game and it doesn't work. I understand why Firaxis didn't fix it during the New Frontier Pass. During the first patch or two, they did end up trying to fix consoles because every subsequent patch would break the game for console users. It got to the point where it just became like just kind of stupid for them to fix everything every patch. So they said, you know what, we're just going to fix it all at once towards the end. Hope this fixes everything. If not, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say other than that. Again, console changes. That is going to be... Did they not change anything for Eleanor? English Eleanor. Did they not change anything for England in general? No. Oh my God. England Eleanor was done so dirty. Oh my God. Are you shitting me right now? Eleanor, they didn't change her at all. I understand French Eleanor. England, they didn't change England. Oh my God. Okay. Let's introduce a new tier. There's A, B, C, D, F tier, and now there is Eleanor England tier. There is England tier. England is so bad. Eleanor England is... I feel sorry for Eleanor players. My God. Oh, my Lord. That's pretty much all I have to say. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to come out with a tier list and, like, updating every Civ before... like probably around next week, before I start actually getting into the New Frontier Pass and going through every Civ. And then after I played every New Frontier Pass Civ that got changed once, I will come out with another tier list, as sort of a finalized tier list to go through my changes. So definitely subscribe for that, and stay tuned for that. And yeah, did I tell you guys to subscribe? Because that is something you should definitely be doing. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace!